Autumn. Peace and quiet. Last summer, there were times when I wanted to get away from it all. Now that I'm here, up in the woods, I find it a little difficult getting used to the quiet. Last summer was probably the noisiest summer I've ever experienced. Last July, I was given an assignment to do a story about the magic of childhood. I liked the idea. I thought there's something in it. I had rather poetic notions about children last July. We finished the story only last week, visiting the children back at school.
Now this is nice work, Cheryl. This is the kind of work I like to see. All nice big figures and correct answers too. Just exactly what we're looking for. And Florence has nice work today too.
I must say I hardly recognized them in a classroom.
Very good.
They had scrubbed faces, they were neatly dressed, they were obedient to the slightest command.
Now will you put away your books, boys and girls? We'll get ready to have our little conversation period. I think we'll talk about what we did last summer. I think some of you are just dying to do that, aren't you? Some of you have already told me things you did last summer. Some of you went to the farm. Some of you went down to the United States. Some of you even went out west. Some of you didn't go at all. Now, Bobby, you're going to tell us about your summer holiday. Would you come up to the front and tell the boys and girls in a nice, loud, clear voice, eh?
In summer, I went to United States, and I went camping, and I went swimming, and twice I fell off the swimming bed.
But, Bobby, how about telling us who you went to the United States to see?
I went to see my friends there, and my uncle and that. My uncle was at United States.
Has your uncle a farm?
No.
No farm?
No.
Did your little brother go with you?
I had no brother.
Oh, my dear. Well, you must have a big brother. Have you a big brother?
No.
Just only one in your family?
2 big sisters, though.
Oh, dear, 2 big sisters. All right, Bobby. I wonder if anybody went swimming in a pool. Linda did. Well, would you come up and tell us about your adventures? Perhaps you could tell us, start out by telling us where this pool was.
The pool was at Orchard Beach. It had a little pool, and they would go swimming in it.
When we went to the school, we hoped that the children themselves would evoke the magic of childhood, telling embroidered tales of adventures they'd had in their summer holidays. As usual, it turned out a little differently than we'd hoped.
Not so much fun. No, well, that's very nice, dear. I wonder if Florence would come and tell us her story. Adventures of last summer. I'm sure Florence is going to have something interesting to tell us. She's told us stories before, haven't you?
When I went to last weekend, I went to my grandmother's house, and she got a little pool.
But look, my dearie, how about telling us during the summer? You see, we want you to talk about the summer.
During the summer, I went up to my grandmother's, and she had a little pool, and I went in there, and my sister kept splashing me, so I went up, and I said, Grandma, Linda won't stop splashing me, so she brought out the hose and started squirting Linda.
And what about Big Brother Jimmy? Where was Big Brother Jimmy?
Oh,
wasn't he in this picture too?
No, he went out to the store.
My memories of the summer are a little more vivid than theirs were. In the early summer, it was lovely. Balmy July breezes, a warm sun, and while my colleagues sweltered in the city, I sat on the edge of a wading pool on St. Helens Island, and watching the children frolic, I philosophized about what makes childhood so magical. They are random atoms, I thought, free, unconstrained by the world around them. How marvelous it must be to be so completely a child of nature. I really felt I was on the track of something. But this was an obvious place to look for childhood magic. The next day, I thought I'd try the backyards, the alleyways, the quiet streets. The streets weren't quite what I'd hoped for, so I tried the parks. There are lots of parks in Montreal, and to each one in the summer comes a traveling stage. For one day, any child in the area can perform before his fellows, doing anything he chooses. I thought, surely something charming will happen here.
There were 3 toy fishermen.
This is the place to capture the magic of childhood.
Hey, give me a cigarette.
There were 3 jolly. There were 3 jolly fishermen. There were 3 jolly fishermen. Fishermen, men. Fishermen, men. There were 3 jolly fishermen. The first one name was Isaac. The first one name was Isaac. Isaac, sick. Isaac, sick. The first one name was Isaac. They all went down to Jericho. They all went down to Jericho. Jericho. They all went down to Jericho. They should have gone to Amsterdam. They should have gone to Amsterdam. Hamster. They should have gone to Amsterdam.
It was a nice warm day anyway, so I waited for the next number.
Ça s'appelle deux attaques surprises.
The next item was an original play called Two Surprise Attacks.
Attends un petit peu, là. Il faut que tu parles dans le micro, fait que tu comprends bien. Faut que tu viennes ici et dire René Lecoy, bang bang.
After a technical hitch, the drama unfolded itself, moving swiftly to its climax.
Bang! T'as pas l'air bébé souffrant, votre frère. Ah! Oh, merci, merci. Si t'avais été de Lone Ranger, il t'aurait pas pris comme ça, maintenant. Grand-père Roubaix, tu vas nous chanter quoi cette fois-ci? N'oublie jamais, ça passe-tu?
Two children were on the stage next to sing a French folk song.
Ils vont chanter Ne pleure pas, Jeannette. Okay. Ne pleure pas, Jeannette, puis vous répondrez tous fort.
Ne pleure pas, Jeannette. À la dim bom bom, à la dim bom bom.
Yay!
Ne pleure pas, Jeannette. À la dim bom bom, à la dim bom bom. Ne pleure pas, Jeannette. Nous te marierons. Nous te marierons. Avec le fils de prince. À la dim bom bom, à la dim bom bom. Avec le fils de prince. Où seul lui demeurons. Où seul lui demeurons. Je n'aime pas de prince. À la dim bom bom, à la dim bom bom. Je n'aime pas de prince. Je veux mon ami Pierre. À la dim bom bom, à la dim bom bom. Je veux mon ami Pierre.
It was very nice, but hardly magical. Though I thought, what a wonderful thing that they're given a chance to find an audience, to start perhaps a great career. That's something intriguing about children, their potential. You never know what talent, what capacities there may be in them.
Okay.
Well, now, how about Beaver Lake? How many of you went to Beaver Lake last summer? Let me see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I think we could say a good dozen from our class went up to Beaver Lake last summer. Now, I would like to ask one of the boys who has been to Beaver Lake to come up and tell us a little about this cowboy and Indian business. I think the boys would be good at telling a story like that. Hey, Ronnie, what about you? Now, you listening, Donald? We mustn't interrupt, though, when Ronnie's telling his story, eh?
Well, the first morning when I got up to go, I got up and get dressed, and I had to go downstairs to get my breakfast, and then we had to ask my father for some money to get on the bus.
You don't go there for nothing, do you?
No. Yeah.
You don't get very much for nothing these days, do you? But I don't think you paid too much, did you? How much did you pay?
Well, I think it's 10 cents
10 cents.
for the bus, and my father gave us 10 cents and 5 cents to spend there.
Oh, that's a good daddy. Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
And we had to go over to the club. We had to be there for 9 o'clock, I think it was. And we got on.
But what would happen if you were late? Hmm?
Well, the bus leaves.
In other words, they just don't wait for you, do they?
No.
No.
I went with the children by bus to Beaver Lake on the top of Mount Royal. The summer holidays were almost over, and I had tried many tacks, but somehow the thing seemed to be escaping me. Where was that magic of childhood?
When we got there, well, we start playing around, and sometimes the lady comes out and she paints all our face with Indian paint. We take off our shirts and pretend we're Indians, and then she puts a name on the back, like say Red Stick. I'm Red Stick. It's Red Stick on the back.
Oh, I see. Indian names, in other words, eh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can I be the chief, Bonnie? Oh, I'm the chief of the blue. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie.
Chief, you can pick your own chief. We'll just do your...
Okay, I'm the chief of the blue, and Peter can be the chief of the yellow. You're in the girls. You're chief of the girls. Can I be chief of the
My first thought when I saw their preparations was that I'd come to the right place. With a touch of the wand, they were being transformed into warriors, chieftains, Indian princesses, ready to step out of the humdrum world into another, more exciting one.
Poison snake, because Carol's poison arrow, and he's a white child. Hey, who's the chief of the
It doesn't taste good, eh? Should be ready. Should have the girls.
Whoa! Here. Hey, I picked myself. Look at me. You're gonna eat it. We can fight with sticks and stones, bows and arrows, bricks and bones. Pow-wow, pow-wow. We're the men of the olden cow. We are the ravens, down in the ravens, down upon the pavement. Pow-wow. We come home from fighting afar, greeted by our long-nosed squaw. Pow-wow, pow-wow. We're the men of the olden cow.
With elaborate ceremonial, they prepared to act out the eternal war between cowboy and Indian. with both camps roused to the appropriate fever pitch.
Right. They want to steal our cattle. We gotta get them before we get there.
Yeah.
Right. Are we gonna kill them all?
Yeah.
The main thing is to get the chief.
Yeah.
Be brave.
Hey, get down, stupid.
All right, Indians, are you ready? Yeah. Now listen, the cowboys are hiding in the bush over there. When I tell you to go, you go. All right, are you ready, Indians?
Yeah.
Go!
Are they coming in? Here they are.
Watching the children at their game, it soon became very clear that this wasn't any fanciful recreation of the past. Every moment was real to them. And had they been any bigger or less carefully supervised, somebody might have got hurt.
Go on, Ricky, go on. Bob, they're playing. Ricky!
As the game went on, I began to think about my own childhood and the games like this one I had played when I was small. I remembered the excitement of hiding from the enemy and the thrill of the hunt.
Get back, Ricky, get back.
I remember feeling that I was the captain of my fate somehow, and life and death were something to be played with without harm. As I watched, I remembered, too, that it wasn't all pleasant. You were always being left out of things because you were too small. Or just when you were happiest, you barked your shins. And there was always some big guy who pushed you around. But for children, there's an escape from violence, too, most of the time. The rules of the game are pretty flexible. When they say, bang, you're dead, you can stay dead for a while. Or you can stay out altogether if you want to.
pie. And Papa Bear got a big, long piece. And the mother bear got smaller than the Papa Bear. And the baby bear got just a little piece. And Goldilocks got just a piece like Mama Bear got. So then the Mama Bear and the Papa Bear started to fight. And the Papa Bear says, I want some what? And the Mama Bear says,
Should I put...
I don't want any. What a kid. And the Mama Bear says, you're not getting any. And they started to fight. And Goldilocks and the baby bear were just sitting there watching. And the Mama Bear and the Papa Bear were fighting away and punching each other and rolling all over the floor. Well, this is a tragedy, I'm telling you. So they fought and they fought for, finally it came to a couple of days and 2 nights and then a week and then a month and then a year, and they were still fighting.
Back in the battle, the division between sides had disappeared. To me, it was sheer chaos.
Look out!
As I watched the play for the first time in years, I really remembered what it was like to be a child. The smallest moments can be important ones. The smallest disappointments can feel very big. And I knew that that feeling was very near to the heart of the whole thing. Autumn has come. And looking back on the summer, I think I know now what the magic of childhood is. It's the intensity of it. Its vividness. The fact that almost everything is being experienced for the first time. But not as it's felt by the child, but as it's remembered by us when we're older. When it's been transformed by memory, transformed into something to be hoped for again.